Yes, people, yes, people, yes, people. Before we jump into the episode, let's just refresh our memories.
I can't go to any Arsenal game predicting a win because they're just not a very good team. They're Arsenal in name and Arsenal in brand, but in terms of the team on the pitch, they're a mid-table team, if that.
Kweku. How are you feeling, my friend? How are you feeling? You lost to a bunch of mugs.
Hey, there it is.
That's Arsenal's affectionate name of this podcast, a bunch of mugs. But yeah, man, I feel like a bit of a mug right now. It was I don't even know what happened. I don't even know what really happened. That goal that we conceded, there's two camps online in terms of Chelsea fans. There's people who are blaming Kepa, who it's very, very easy to blame, and there's people who are blaming Jorginho. Regardless of who you blame, that goal was absolutely horrendous. Like, I think if you look at Kepa's starting position, I don't know what he's doing playing left back, but then like, what's Jorginho doing passing it back? It was just a calamity.
You can't blame Jorginho. Like, sorry, no, so you can't blame Kepa there. Like, no, Kepa's out of position, but he like scrambled back and kept the ball out. By the way, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We live in the era of keepers coming out playing their feet, so you can't expect your keeper just to be within the width of the goal. They're going to be moving about. So that's on Jorginho to look up, see that Kepa's not in the goal, and choose a different pass. It was just an absolute calamity, man.
It was schoolboy. It was schoolboy, to be honest. That's what it was. But like, if anything, you can't blame Kepa, but it's one of those ones you almost saw it coming because he's been out in the cold, frozen out for a little bit. Mendy's been playing out of his skin, and you have that one opportunity to play well, and obviously calamity just strikes. Like, what is that? Do you know what I mean? So and the position wasn't even awful. Like, he dropped back to give your fullback an option. So it made sense. And then Jorginho is there. He's got to lay it off as a simple 10-yard pass. And he's gone and like put spin on it back towards goal. Kepa scrambling. Like, it was hilarious. I was looking back at what is going on.
the goal was I couldn't believe it. And then even the way that Arsenal scored it, I was like, oh, we might be able to salvage it here because Bamiyang and he cuts it back to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe almost like scuffs it in. It was just like a comedy of errors, man. I don't know what. And then after that, you've got to give credit to Arsenal. He defended really, really well. Recently, I know at Stamford Bridge you've got a really bad record, but recently Arsenal managed to kind of get the better of Chelsea in big, important fixtures. If you look back to the FA Cup final, you look back to the 2-2 last season where you had David Luiz sent off and you managed to kind of bring it back. Martinelli scored a worldie. Yeah, man. And obviously I was gassing, saying that the top four were basically done. Arsenal were basically done.
It's crazy.
And, I'm sitting here with an Arsenal fan who we kind of let you back into the hunt for European places, and a West Ham fan who we've opened the door for with Champions League places. So
after Monday, when I saw Leicester beat Man United, I thought it's all over, boys. Like, I was in the group, and I was like, "Oh, fair play, boys, it's over. I'll get back in my box and sit down." But it's on, boys. You're losing to Leicester. One of you's losing. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. It's just made it. It's made. With the FA Cup final, I feel like we've got that in the bag, but it's made the league game against Leicester so important now. And we've made it difficult for ourselves. And there's no way I want to go into the Champions League final against Man City, almost a la 2012, where we have to win the Champions League to get into the Champions League. But yeah, from David, from your point of view, what's your views on it? Because Arsenal season looked to be like done and dusted, and now we've done and dusted.
Honestly, it's just really highlighted that football's not done until it's done, really. And yeah, it's one of those annoying cliches that it's not over till the fat lady sings kind of thing. But I just wanted to obviously be clear that we did the double over you this season, Quakes. Before you forget, Xhaka scored a worldie. Let's remember that.
I also remember a fluky Saka goal that, like, you know what I mean? I remember that. So.
Quality. But what it is with this season now is that, yeah, it's going to open up that run, but it feels to me that it's like a little too late for Arteta. And he's already come out and said that he feels like a lot of the players haven't given 100% this season. So I think he's doing his assessments. He's kind of looking at it and saying, you know what, who do I want to keep around for next season? Who do I see myself like kind of building the team around and that kind of stuff? And where do I really need to strengthen? So he's going to give like players the game time to prove themselves. I think ESR just has exactly the right attitude. It was a great goal from him, even though he kind of scuffed it. Just positioning and like getting himself in the right places at the right time to score goals is always good. In terms of the run-in, Chelsea got a lot to manage. The Champions League final, FA Cup final, like it's a lot, man. You got to be on your job. You got to really focus with that. And West Ham, they've never been at this kind of level, man. This is the top end of the table. This is the business end of the season. You know,
we're here now, though. We're here now.
Nosebleed territory, mate. Nosebleed territory.
Squeaky
go on
bum,
about that result.
Squeaky bum time. Yeah, I mean,
it's like result just gone. Just forget that.
Just looking at the table, like it's going to be a crazy finish. What you've got,
it really is.
The only thing that I would mention, I'll put an overlay on the screen for anyone watching, but it's like I think you've played one more game than everyone. So yeah, you got West Ham with a game in hand, Liverpool 2 games in hand, Tottenham with a game in hand on you, and Everton below you on the same points with 2 games in hand. So the running's going to be absolute mad. It's just madness. But like I've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks, like how the hell do you predict this? Like who? Like
they can't.
This is what I was saying. Like this is what I said the whole time about Chelsea. It's like Chelsea. I've got Man City, Arsenal, and Leicester on the spin. They're dropping points. Like
it's just the issue is against the worst team out of the 3. Do you know what I mean? Like that yesterday, even though like we had the majority of the possession and we hit the crossbar twice in the dying minutes, Arsenal deserved to win that game because you came away to a team that's in red hot form and you did your job. You got the goal early and you defended well. I feel like in football these days, like fuck the possession and the shots on target. It's about winning the game, and Arsenal did enough to win the game. And it's just like I can't even bemoan what happened yesterday. I was just in shock, man, because I was there watching it at work, thinking, yeah, it might be tough. Arsenal make it difficult for us, but we'll get a win in it.
Yeah, and then you got hit. Life comes at you fast, my friend. Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. This is what Arteta should have been doing, and this is what's so frustrating about the Villarreal game. Is because he has this in his locker. Like games like this, we did that against City in the run-in for the FA Cup last time, and obviously you boys, like when we play to our strengths and like literally hold out, play the 3 at the back. Like I love Mari, love Gabriel, and Holding's like always my guy. Like I think he's got the right mentality in the team. He might not be as technically good as the other 2, but I think quality-wise as a centre back, you can't really knock him. When you play with that kind of shape and then attack teams, let them have the ball and literally hit them hard on counters, you win games, and that's effective football, Jimmy. Sometimes you need that style of play. But yeah, I don't know why we haven't employed that tactic in like the big games, you know, semi-finals, Europa League. You'd think that makes sense, right? But yeah.
Just unfortunate result. And like Jamie's sitting there happy as a West Ham fan because it's opened the door. I thought we'd shut the door on West Ham. Or I thought they shut the door on themselves after their loss on the weekend. But
I was resigned to Europa League, and I know that's a ridiculous statement to say as a West
Ham fan. It's settling.
I'm settling the Europa League.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like realistically, I was buzzing with that because I expected relegation. Do you know what I mean? So like to even get Europa League, it was disappointing all things considered, but ultimately you're playing Europa League. So, mate, Premier League is so sick. The Premier League
so good.
It's
unmatched. It's unmatched.
But you know, like the Europa League though, next season we saw Juve on the weekend. Like Juve are outside the top 4 in Italy. So Europa League could be full of like really big teams next season. And then
away days to Turin. Hey, Mark Noble against Cristiano Ronaldo. You having a laugh? The old boys. Let's go. Let's go, Mark.
Imagine. Yeah. So, what's your predictions for the top 4 now, Jay? Obviously, it's impossible to predict, but how do you reckon the top 4 is going to go?
Me, yeah. Let me look at the table one more time. City United, I think there. I actually think I've just got a feeling about Leicester now. Like I've really got a feeling about Leicester. I think Leicester have got they've got nothing else to play for other than the cup. I think Chelsea are under the cosh now, bro. I really do. I think Chelsea are under the cosh big time, and it's like we got a game in hand. Liverpool got a game in hand. I think it's between West Ham and Liverpool and Chelsea for that 4th spot, and I think it's too hard to call. I really do. I'm going to back my boys. Say it on my chest. Because, you know, West Ham are hard. West Ham finishing 4th.
It's so difficult to kind of understand the ramifications because I want to know what happens if Chelsea finish outside the top 4 but we win the there's so many different permutations going on with this one. I don't know what happened. Dave, what do you think about the top 4 though? How do you reckon it's going to go?
It's rough. I don't think Leicester are as cut and dry as they making it out to be. It was a good win against United, obviously, but they played an understrength side, didn't they? So,
bro, under strength, more like under 11s, more like under 11s.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're kids.
But the thing is though, they're 6 points clear of West Ham. They're like 7 points clear of Liverpool. I know they've got games in hand, but like if they win their next game, like surely they're nailed on.
Yeah, no, you think so, but I don't know. There's always twists and turns in the end of the season. Like teams that have nothing to play for, all of a sudden just want to turn like a Sheffield United. David McGoldrick will just score a worldie and like, do you know what I mean? End someone's like running hopes for no reason. Like you're getting relegated. Just why are you playing out your skin? It happens like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I think they still probably make top 4, but they might just scrape in. I think they'll come 4th, and then either like Chelsea might come through or someone comes out of the woodwork and try and have that 3rd spot. But yeah,
I want to see Leicester in there because I want to upset the establishment with the whole like ESL thing that's been happening in the last month or so. So like obviously selfishly, I want to see West Ham in there, but I want to see Leicester in there, man. I want to see.
Definitely.
No, for the greater good of football, like if you're a neutral, obviously Manchester United and Man City are in it. But seeing Leicester and West Ham in it in the year that these teams try to break away and form their own Super League wouldn't be the worst for a neutral. And then obviously Chelsea win the Champions League and get into it anyway. So that would be great. That would actually be great. But just
it's gonna be a mad few games. Like, I literally don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect. When I say West Ham are finishing 4th, I say that with absolutely no conviction because I wouldn't be surprised if we went away to Brighton and lost. But I wouldn't be surprised if we won 3-0. Do you know what I mean? Like I just don't.
It could be anything.
I can't call it.
No, you can't. But no, I think like you're saying, it's City, United, and then it's just going to be a mix between, I think, Chelsea, Leicester, and yourselves. But I just don't know who's going to come where. I think Chelsea couldn't have 3rd. I really do. Like that's the annoying thing about them. Out of those teams, they're probably the most stable, which is the most frustrating. And like you looked at it, and annoyingly, they seem to do a lot worse in their play when Werner went in the squad. So I was almost like, has Kweku got a point? Has he had a point that they're not as creative?
Yeah, it's so strange because Werner didn't play the same. Like I'm not on this board. Like Chelsea fans want to talk about goal contributions and this and that. What striker who's not scored goals? That's the be all and end all. But we saw a game in which Timo Werner didn't play or wasn't stretching the opposition. And I mean, it was a bit different. We weren't getting as many chances.
Havertz ain't as clinical, but obviously, like I think it's hard to compare against Werner. But he's not stretching them the same way, is he? He's not stretching them the same way. So
for sure, but I think there'd be less preference on Werner to score goals if the team was scoring goals in general. So like, look at last year, Bobby Firmino. He played a role for Liverpool, and the goal scorers were Salah and Mane, and like everyone understood how important he was to that team. No one's trying to say that Werner isn't important to Chelsea because he plays an important role in terms of his defensive contributions and his ability to stretch the pitch. But no one else.
He's a good centre back. Yeah,
no one else is scoring. Like even last night, you guys just don't look like there's no conviction going forward. Really, like even when Havertz stole the ball off Arsenal and like went 1-on-1 with the keeper, put it sky over. It was like there was no conviction. Like Giroud hit the bar in the second half. It was like,
Like, we haven't got a striker.
But City don't have a striker. Do you know what I mean? Like,
this is it. This is it, though. Yeah,
but like, Pep's really
showing everyone how to do it. Pep showing everyone how to do it. Like, if you ain't got a striker, don't worry about it. Which is mad to Gabriel Jesus because he's meant to be that guy, but he's just not doing it. And he's just like, you know what? If you're not doing it, we'll do it right. Basically, so it's mad.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all falls out.
Yeah, great. So, you haven't given your top 4, man.
My top 4: City, United. Oh, it's killing me. It's killing me. Now I've got to put Chelsea in there, but like that result was so unnecessary yesterday. Like a draw is fine. A draw just keeps West Ham like out of it because we've got better goal difference. But like a loss against Arsenal, like, do you know what I mean? A loss to a team that is but bro, gone on multiple monologues about how this team is done, this and that. How I don't even hate Arsenal anymore. It's more like sympathy and pity. In that fashion, it's just I can't actually believe it. I'm not even angry, I'm just shocked. But get Chelsea in it, and then I'll probably I've said Liverpool the whole time, but I just think like if you look at the table, it's just a bit too much to do for Liverpool, maybe. Leicester, Chelsea, United or City, United, Leicester, Chelsea.
Leicester Chelsea. The poetic justice of it, Quaker, is the fact that we put out a video last week, literally of a minute monologue that got about 10 times the views of what we normally get, where you're literally just slating. So people came for you, bro. People were
came
waiting.
for it. They were waiting, mate. Waiting in the wings.
We were talking about how they're going to lose to West Brom. If they lose to West Brom, it's curtains for Arteta. And within a week, they've beaten West Brom and Chelsea. So
and Chelsea is like, I think Arteta's already done. Arteta's already done.
But in the meantime, guys, where can they find us? Quake's gone.
So you can find us on the audio versions on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Instagram at We Talk Football Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at WTF Podcast 90. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the We Talk Football Podcast. We are growing, like Jamie touched on. One of the videos that we posted on Instagram had about 5 times the amount of views that we normally get. So we are gradually growing, and we appreciate the support, guys. But make sure you follow us on all socials.
And where can they find you, Dave?
Yeah, so it's at David Arusu17 on Insta, and I'll be resident here, waiting in the wings again.
Whenever Arsenal do well or do
that's it, mate. That's it.
But yeah, cheers, guys. Catch you next time.
Awesome.